Hi, I'm Ms. Parrott, and this video is about ecology. Ecology is simply a study of the interactions between living things and their environment. It's also called the study of ecosystems. You can see my little woodland ecosystem right here. Ecosystems are comprised of two major groups of factors. There's the habitat, which is comprised of all your non-living environmental factors like water, temperature, air, light, and the soil or the terrain. And then there's the community, which is all of your biotic factors or living things. These can include predators that are in the environment, prey, organisms that are competitors that are competing with similar ones for the same food or the same space. Symbionts, which are organisms that you live as a team with, for instance, like pollinators and flowers, or parasites and their hosts. Also, diseases are part of their community, and humans. We can also be part of a community of many different ecosystems. It's important to know that organisms in ecosystems are adapted to live there, or they have certain physical and behavioral characteristics that allow them to survive and reproduce in that ecosystem. So here my example is a cactus, and a cactus lives in the desert. And so the needles are modified leaves that help to reduce water loss. The stems of a cactus are thick and they store water. The roots of a cactus are very shallow so that if it rains, it can absorb water as soon as it starts to absorb into the ground. Cacti also have flowers that are very colorful and beautiful to attract pollinators for reproduction. Another example, an animal example, is this monkey. And monkeys have opposable thumbs that help them grasp. Also have prehensile tails, which are tails that can actually almost act as another limb and curl around tree limbs. And babies are able to hold on to their mother's back or front to allow them to stay with the mother so she can protect them. The biosphere, or everything that is possibly studied in ecology, is organized in levels, from very broad to very narrow. So I'm going to quick run through the levels of organization, of ecological organization. So we start, of course, with the biosphere, which is basically everywhere on the earth that organisms can possibly live. And I want you to remember, organism doesn't just mean plants and animals, right? Fungi are part of this, protists are part of this, bacteria and archaea are all part of living things. So the biosphere isn't just what's on top of the earth, it's all the little things that live down in the soil, it's things that live in the air. So the biosphere is all the places on earth where life exists. The biosphere is broken down into big chunks called biomes. And biomes are just large areas with many ecosystems that have similar plants and animals and are adapted to that same similar environment. My example here is the desert. Deserts are a biome. And the rainforest, that's a biome. But when you get to an ecosystem, that's when you get a little more specific. So it's a specific place, it's like one part of that biome is an ecosystem. So it's one area with its own environmental and biotic factors. So instead of the biome being desert, an ecosystem might be the Sahara Desert. Or instead of all rainforests in the world being a biome, the Amazon rainforest is an ecosystem. As we continue to get smaller, we're moving into where we're just focusing on the living things and not on those environmental factors. So we have the community, which is all of the living things in an ecosystem. So my example here, right, we've got maple trees, squirrels, termites, mold, all the living things in a woodland ecosystem. A population is a group of one species within that community. So a community is many different species. A population is a group of just one. For example, a pack of wolves, or a flock of birds, or a stand of trees. And the level just under that is the organism level. And an organism is just one individual of a species of living thing, like you, or me, or one bacteria, or a squirrel. So see, I have here my ecosystem is my trees and my squirrels and my soil, and I've got termites, and then the community would not include the soil. It would just be, right, trees, squirrels, termites. And a population might be this group of 3 little squirrels, or this colony of termites. And one organism, right, would be just this one tree here, or maybe just this squirrel.